Today I'll be coming at you with a life story that happened to me when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade. And this is not my 5th time trying to record this because I was unhappy with every single other time. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, I was hanging out with a friend one weekend, and I was staying the night, and he was having a bonfire that night I was staying. So I was like, hey, I'll just bring a couple games over. I'll bring over Tekken 5, we can 1v1 each other. And he was like, sure, let's go ahead and do that. And there was this one kid that neither one of us liked, okay? And that kid was special. And we didn't have anything against special kids, obviously. But he was just superbly annoying. It's like that one kid that's like, hey, 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 over and over again. Just continuous in rapid succession. And we played Tekken 5 or 7, whichever one it is. And we eventually got bored of it, took it out, started playing another game. And we had no intention of playing it for the rest of the night because we got kind of bored of it really quickly. Neither one of us were the, fighter style video game kind of people. And, the special kid walks in and he's like, hey, do you mind if I borrow that game for, a night? And I was like, sure, go right ahead. Even though it's my dad's, I didn't have any right to let that kid borrow the game. I'll borrow it anyways. Worst mistake of my life. Not actually, but it was a pretty bad mistake. The night ends, and I wake up the next morning. Everything's perfectly fine. I go on for the next week. Spend the night at that friend's house again the next week. And on a Sunday morning, I remember this very vividly, we get a call from his uncle saying that he saw that special kid walking down the street with my game to a pawn shop and walking in with the game in hand. And he said he might have been doing something malicious with it or something like this such. And turned out he did. He tried pawning off the game. And me and my friend was like, we should check this out. And it's pouring outside. Or at least it started pouring. Because as soon as we walked outside, it was just rain. And we were like, fuck. But I was determined at that point. So I just started running down the road. And the pawn shop isn't that far from where my friend lived. I live in a pretty small town, so it's kind of not hard to get anywhere. Me and my friend are running down through the fucking rain. No one's on the roads. And it's fucking pouring, okay? And eventually we get to the pawn shop. And we walk in and ask if she's seen, the kid there. And she was like, yeah, he had a game. And we were like, do you still have that game? She was just like, yeah, it's right over here. And we explained to her the entire situation. And she was like, if this game is truly yours, I'll give it to you. And we were like, yeah, although it's actually my dad's. And she was just like, okay, yeah, alright, I'll give it to you. And we were pretty happy because we got the game back, of course. But it didn't come apparent until we got back and actually looked at the game, okay? The case was all intact and everything, alright? And we open the case, we look at the game, make sure, just from the front that it's good. And then we pop it out of the case and look at the back. And I don't know what the kid was doing. He must have been, licking it and, rubbing it in, dish soap. And then licking it again and then having his dog lick it. And then dropping it in spaghetti. And then scratching it with a key. But that kid ruined the disc. It had to be ran through a disc cleaner 3 times. Which, disc cleaners are supposed to clean a disc in 1 try. So, yeah, not only did the kid try pawning it off, he fucking ruined the disc. So, you can imagine that I'm pissed. My friend's pissed. My dad will be pissed later. Because he's going to be the one running the disc cleaner. And, eventually we calmed down. We were like, okay, we got the disc. And a week passes by without hearing from this kid. And eventually we get an apology from him. And that apology meant nothing to me because he literally tried pawning off a game that he didn't even own. And I didn't like the kid already. So that just gave me another reason not to talk to him ever. And from there on out, whenever I was at my friend's house and he was there, I just didn't talk to him. I completely avoided him. And I know he's special, but he's not that special. He was completely aware of what he was doing. And I don't know what gave him the incentive to try selling someone else's game, but he did. And that obviously made me very unhappy. And yeah, never talked to that kid again. And the friend I was staying with, maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, he ended up stealing my Modern Warfare 3 and my bag, which had a lot of shit in it. And obviously that made me not want to be friends with him anymore either. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful life story of the good old days of my life, quote unquote good old days where games were being stolen left and right from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Adios, amigos.